Hey guys, Sims Guitars, Dane's here. That would be me. I'm doing a little live stream today. Thursdays are always good for me to go live. Um, it's usually on Thursdays, it's a nice quiet day. I don't get too many customers coming in on Thursdays. So Thursdays are a great day for me to hang here at the store and go live. Let me get over here and get my comments going. All right. So the shop has been doing really good lately, selling a lot of guitars, getting a lot of cool inventory. I'm probably really close to 500 used guitars here in the store. Mikey, how you doing, man? And yeah, things are going really good so far. Now today, though, Billy Ray, how you doing? So we got Mikey's in here so far. Billy Ray, thanks, man, for being here. And Michelle, how are you doing? So thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. And I've been doing a lot of concerts lately. And so customers are going to be coming in and out because I am open for business right now. My sign is flipped around. It says open. I've got my light on. Everything is open. We've got 3 or 4 or 5 guys walking around the store today so far. Yo, Bonkers, how you doing? Oh wow, Rob Blackmore, how's it going, buddy? Yes, we really don't want to talk about the weather here in Phoenix, but it's like 108 right now. It's going to get super hot today. So yeah, it's good to see you guys. Thanks for coming in today. So I've been doing a lot of concerts lately, and I've got a friend that is really adamant about seeing a lot of concerts, and concerts is a cool thing to do. Now we know that there's a lot of guys out touring right now, and personally myself, I like to go see the old 80s hair metal bands. If there's LA Guns or Lita Ford or anybody like that, I'm trying to get there. Now, actually, Gilby Clarke is actually playing at a bar out on the west side of town tonight. It would be fun to go see Gilby Clarke. There's also a really cool Van Halen tribute that's playing up in Scottsdale tonight, and they're called Bottoms Up, and they're really good. And then there's a lot of fun stuff coming up. There's a Pink Floyd tribute over in Mesa tonight, and those guys are really good. But seeing concerts is kind of a cool thing right now, and so because of that, I got a guest that's coming in, and she does a lot of concerts, and you guys might know her if she's got a lot of Facebook friends, a lot of Facebook followers, and everything. So we got Steffi Walker that's going to join me right here. Steffi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Dane?
I am doing really good. Thanks for coming on today. So there's a lot of concerts, and so you're like the ultimate concert goer type
That's
of
what I
person.
hear from everybody. They say I'm at every concert. I don't feel like I'm at every concert. I wish I was at every concert.
Right. So what was the latest one that you were at just recently? What
Front,
did you go see?
front row center of Tesla on Thursday night.
Thursday. So today is Thursday. So a week ago you went and saw Tesla.
Was it? No, it was
Thursday? It was
no,
Tuesday. It's a couple of nights
it was
ago.
Monday. It was Monday night, right?
Monday night.
It was
So
Monday.
Tesla again, great band from the 80s. Modern Day Cowboy is my favorite tune. What venue was it at when you
That
saw
was
Tesla?
a
Where were they
different
at?
one. I've been to a couple times, like Mesa Arts Center, Mesa Art.
Okay.
I'm not really sure, but it was pretty cool. I really liked it. I don't know if I would have liked it as much in the rows behind me though, because in order to get there, you have to climb like through everybody.
Okay.
But there was more room than a lot of them that we go to, at least.
So what's one of your favorite venues here in the Phoenix area? Because you live you're out on the west side of Phoenix.
Yes.
What's some of your favorite venues that you hit up usually?
And Phoenix, well, the
Uh-huh.
44 is up and running because it's they've been having a lot of like national acts and stuff. So, and it's a very personal kind of thing. You can just walk right up to the stage or hang out with the artists or whatever. So that's
Oh
really cool.
yeah, so it's more like a bar and grill, but it's a
Yeah.
big size. It's the 44, which is out on 44th Ave in Peoria. So that's on the other side of town from where I live.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're starting to get national acts in there. And it's the kind of stuff that I really enjoy. I think they have Dangerous Toys coming up here soon. And like I mentioned earlier, Gilby Clark is there tonight. So do you know much about Gilby?
I don't know anything about Gilby. I think you were trying to tell me about Gilby the other day.
He was in he played Izzy's part in Guns N' Roses for a minute. So
Oh,
when GNR was sort of broke up, Gilby Clark was in Guns N' Roses. But that's kind of cool. So just we've got a lot of guys in the comments.
I can't.
David,
I can't respond.
David says he's playing tomorrow night.
Where?
Yeah, let us know, Dave. Where are you playing tomorrow? And so, yeah, I got a lot of guitars right now, guys. Oh, yeah, I did a video on that Honeyburst yesterday.
Oh, there we
Um,
go.
okay, so Tesla, Sacramento band, Sacramento, California. Um, what's like some of your favorite Tesla tunes that you, off the top of your head?
My very favorite is What You Give.
Okay.
It's kind of a newer one compared to the other ones, but I've been listening to Tesla since I was literally just turned 19 years old. I was a few years late too. So that was in 1989, I think. 1989, 1990, right in there.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah, Little Susie's a great one too. Oh, Dave's at O'Kelly's tonight. Okay.
Tonight or tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. Be Friday night. Hey, there's Guitar Man 45. Thanks for hanging out with us, buddy. So, yeah, again, I remember when Tesla first started, and I think it sort of helped them that they were just sort of the blue jeans and t-shirt kind of guys. Because their first album was, I'm pretty sure their first album was 1980s, maybe 87, maybe 88, where the hair metal thing was huge. But they didn't really fall into the whole putting on the spandex and the guy liner and the big teased hair.
Mhm.
They were still cool looking dudes and everything, but they didn't get real glamorous like the Poisons of the world at that time. First album was 86. So looking back, Tesla probably did the right thing at that time by not jumping on the whole hair metal bandwagon. Because 86, we were in the midst of it. And if you listen to Hair Nation, Tesla is still part of Hair Nation. But
Well, you're a
they,
little older. You're a little older than me, Dane. So 1986, I was just starting high school. So I'm a little behind.
high school is a great time to, that's the heart of when the music that you love is in your high school years. That's the
Yeah.
stuff that's always going to be with you. So if you had Tesla in 86, then I can understand why you went and saw them. Definitely. Mikey has seen Tesla 3 times. You know what's crazy? And I try to see everybody. I've never seen Tesla.
What?
No, I've never seen Tesla. Oh, here's Jim from Vapor Guitars. Hey, buddy, how are you? Jim's been in my store. Tesla was the first band to do the MTV Unplugged. So that was a big thing because what was happening at the time was the Motley Crues and the Poisons and the very glamorous hair metal stuff. They didn't call it hair metal back then, but that very glamorous stuff was overwhelming to a lot of people. And so when Tesla showed up in just blue jeans and playing their instruments, it was a bit refreshing. And Guns N' Roses was the same sort of style. They weren't going to go crazy with the makeup and stuff like that. And so it was really refreshing when the acoustic unplugged album came out by Tesla, because
That
it was
was my
stripped
favorite. Yeah.
down and people were begging for music to be stripped down. And that's why Nirvana, 4 or 5 years later, hit so big. And that's why the punk and grunge and all that stuff, it was so stripped down. And so that's a big reason that Tesla, and now looking back, luckily for the guys in Tesla, looking back on their careers, they didn't have the cringy 80s hair metal version of them. They didn't have to worry about, oh God, don't look at our old album from '86. They were really they were doing great back then.
But that's part of the fun, the nostalgia of looking back at all the crazy hairdos and the clothes, and
I know, but it's also,
they were prettier than us girls back then.
well, Tesla was just
Well, not
middle of the
Tesla,
road,
but the
not
Doc.
Tesla. Oh, I know. Trust me, I love the hair metal stuff. I listen to Hair Nation, but I mean, I can only Hair Nation. I'm kind of trying to get into Hair Nation, but man, they play too much Bon Jovi, too much Cinderella, and I love those bands, but not so much. You get tired of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's my buddy Kurt. 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 All right, so Steffi's on here with me today because Steffi loves to go and see these bands, and she knows a lot about. She stays current with what's going on at the venues around town and different concerts. So if you think about just this year, we're 6 months into the year, but what concerts have you seen so far just this year?
Serious.
Yeah, think
Well,
back now.
I've seen Extreme in concert,
Okay.
and then twice on the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Okay.
I saw the
You went
G
on she went on the cruise, so that's pretty cool, right?
the G3 tour, reunion tour. I think I saw that right in Tucson right before the new year, and then I
So
saw
she's gone to the G3 tour, guys.
Joe
Okay.
Satriani.
Were there
Three.
any other women at the G3 tour?
It was a sausage fest. I have never seen so many men in all of my life. And I got all dressed up. I thought, I'm going to look really good, I
Yeah.
was all decked out, and I was like in the second row, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, it was all men. There was
But
a
I
few
bet
women, not
that
many.
okay, and so for your G3, now I know they switched the guitar players. Sometimes you'll see Steve Vai, sometimes you'll see Ingve, sometimes you'll see, different guys are always participate in that. Who were the three guys that you saw?
I think these were the actual original. It was Satriani, Vi, and Eric Johnson, who they all have
Oh,
different
wow.
unique sounds, and it was
That's true.
mind-blowing good. I was just blown away. Yeah.
So, but Nuno wasn't there for that one.
No, but I did see Nuno because I've seen Extreme so many times. I see Nuno with Richie Kotzen and Joe Satriani play together on the Monsters of Rock cruise.
So what else do you know about Richie Kotzen?
I had never really known anything about Richie Kotzen. I'm learning a lot in my old age, guys. Sorry, forgive me.
Do you know when CC DeVille got kicked out of Poison, Richie Kotzen took in as their guitar player, and they did an album with Poison.
Wait a minute. He got kicked out of Poison? Wait, what?
Well, they kicked CC out of Poison for a minute back in the day, and Richie Kotzen did their next album. So it doesn't seem like he would be the kind of guy that was in a hair metal band or would even want to be in a hair metal band.
He doesn't look like he'd be in a hair metal band at all.
Right. So we never saw any photos of him in spandex, unfortunately.
He was very clean cut compared to a lot of the guys on the ship.
And so What are your thoughts on Steve Vai?
Steve Vai is actually, he has my favorite sound.
Okay.
He can make the guitar, it's like magic, or I can't even explain it, the sounds that he has. I mean, Joe Satriani has the force and the like, hey, I'm right here, look at me. But no, Steve Vai's guitar sound there's nothing like it in the whole world. He's incredible.
So Satriani is going to be part of the big Van Halen thing this summer, where Sammy Satriani, and Jason Bonham, and Michael Anthony, of course. They're going to do all the old Van Halen stuff, all the Hagar Van Halen stuff. What's your thoughts on the big Van Halen? Were you a big Van Halen fan? Well, let me ask you this:
Well, I
Hagar or Roth?
was a David Lee Roth fan.
Hagar or Roth? And you're going with the Roth stuff.
Yeah, I mean, back when, yes. And then I actually saw David Lee Roth when he went solo. Like, that was one of the best concerts to this day that I've ever seen.
Oh, they like the Eat 'em and Smile tour?
Yeah, what was that? The Coliseum or whatever, where we used to have concerts over there?
Yeah, the Madhouse on McDowell, 19th Ave and McDowell, the Coliseum where the Phoenix
Yes.
Suns used to play.
Yes. I remember seeing Journey there in the 80s. Motley Crue.
Oh, yeah. No, that was the spot. And back in the Roth days, the Coliseum in Phoenix, that was where Van Halen would come. Every summer, there'd be a Van Halen show at that place.
I never saw Van Halen. Never saw them.
So this summer, if you get yourself a ticket, then you're gonna first time you ever see the Hagar and those guys.
I actually have a ticket.
Oh, you got your ticket. Cool.
Remember, you're supposed to go too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my buddy 40 Grit is in the chat.
Veterans Memorial. That's it. That's totally it. David has it.
40 Grit. Thanks for coming into the store Saturday. We had Larry Mitchell was in the store Saturday. Had a great event. Thank you guys for hanging out on Saturday. Back in 78, I seen Van Halen open for Journey and Montrose. So that's kind of an unusual topic because I think Van Halen and that's where the Sammy Hagar connection was, because of same management or something. They worked together. Sammy Hagar was the lead singer of Montrose, in case you didn't know that, back in the early.
Well, Gary Sharon was the singer for Van Halen too.
That's true.
Yes.
How about that?
That didn't go so well, but I think Gary Sharon is amazing. He's just good for Extreme. But not for
he didn't work in Van Halen.
No, not at all. It just did not fit.
The thing about a good song, in my opinion, is the first line of the song. When the singer starts singing, it gets you right at the very beginning. If you don't know the first line of a song, then I'm going to be lost until maybe the chorus, and then I can maybe catch up on the chorus. But the thing about David Lee Roth, and even Sammy Hagar did the same thing. Their first line of the song would get you into the song, and then you could start singing along. You would remember the lyrics. But if you don't get that first line of the song, and Gary Sharon, to me, so many of those Van Halen songs, he'd sing the first line, and I'd be like, "What was that? What did he say?" So that was my views on Gary.
Gary.
Although I was playing a show in Tucson with a cover band that I was in, probably about 15 years ago. We were at the casino at the what's the name of that casino? Casino del Sol in
Casino
Tucson.
del Sol. Yeah,
and there's the AVA amphitheater outside. But we were the inside casino band at the time, and we were a hair metal band. We were called Hollywood and Vine.
Oh, yeah.
And Gary Sharon opened up for Hagar outside in the main amphitheater. And when Gary's band was finished, they came in and said, "Hey, guys, can we play a couple of tunes on your gear?" And we were like, "Dude, help yourself." And so we met Gary Sharon, and they opened up with "Pump It Up" by Elvis Costello.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, they opened up with the Elvis Costello song. And then they did Wholehearted, which is a great Extreme song. So
Yes. One of my
sometimes you think about Extreme as because of No More Words. Is Extreme a one hit wonder, in your
abs-
opinion?
no. I
I
think for
know, right?
the majority of the world, um, they seem to be because that's all they've heard of. But if they have a huge following. I'm one of them. They have a huge following. It's everywhere, and they are fantastic. They just released an album last year, Six. If you haven't heard it, listen to it. It's great.
Right. That and Nuno, he stepped it up on that new album. I think the song was called Rise, right?
Yes,
Am I
yes,
mistaken? Okay. And the guitar solo in that was a very unique, really, really cool thing. And my son will help you right here. And that Rise solo did a lot of great things for Extreme. And
Mhm.
if you thought Extreme was at a pinnacle in their career when the More Than Words album came out, I think, you know, through the 90s and the early 2000s, a lot of bands took time off to do other things. And of course, Gary was in Van Halen for like 7 years or something. But um, when Rise came out last year, if you could sort of chart them in like analytics, let's say, where More Than Words back in the day put them way up in the analytics, when Rise came out last year, they jumped up back in those analytics like big time. So they had a big year last year. So good for them. Hey, there's my buddy Fruitcake Tony. How you doing, guys? Check out Fruitcake Tony's YouTube channel. Um, that's fine. Yeah, set it in the back. I'll work on it later today. Write down his name and everything. So, so you've seen Extreme. You went to G3.
I thought we were talking about venues too.
Yeah,
The venue that recently I've been going to a lot is the casino, like 38 Special, when you and I went and sat second row at 38 Special.
that's right. That was a ton of fun.
That's a pretty good view. That's not bad. Those seats are pretty good.
Yeah, so I was very lucky, and Stephanie invited me to go see 38 Special. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm this huge YouTuber or something, but I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll go.
Oh,
And
is that
so
it?
yeah, that's the only reason I can think of. But we went and saw 38 Special, and she had great tickets for us, and we sat there. And 38 Special, of course, you know, you got Hold On Loosely. They were an 80s band. And it's like, oh, okay, they're kind of, you know, they're more of a 70s band almost.
No, they're not.
But, well, I don't
No,
know.
they're
I
not.
think
No, because
they
I
were
didn't.
around. Were they
No,
not
they might
around
have
in the
been around
70s?
then, but they didn't. Yeah, they didn't peak till 80s.
Well, they're considered a Southern rock band. And the king of Southern rock bands is Skinnerd, right? So they got thrown into that. Yeah, and you don't like
Everybody's gonna
Leonard
hate
Skinner.
me because I don't like Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, but she likes 38 Special. So we're at 38 Special. And what I will say about 38 Special is those dudes are so dialed in. They are a professional band, and there ain't no screwing around with 38 Special. They, Don Barnes, who's the lead singer, he played lead guitar on most of the tunes, and he didn't have a pedal board on the floor in front of him, but he would walk to the front of the stage and he would do a lead in so many of those great songs. And you could hear the effects come in, you could hear an octave pedal come in, and there wasn't a board on stage. So they're such a act that there's a guy running his guitar effects backstage. And you don't see that in a lot of bands. You don't see that level of professionalism that 38 Special did that night. And they really were awesome. And he listed off the movies that 38 Special was part of the soundtrack. And they went on And he listed like probably at least 10 movies, Revenge of the Nerds, all these movies that had 38 Special was part of that soundtrack. So good for those guys, right?
Mhm. You know who was really good this year?
Who's that?
Tom Kiefer. Well, LA Guns opened up for him, and Tom Kiefer. Tom Kiefer still, I know that he has had a lot of voice problems, but yeah, he sounded amazing. And it's celebrity theater, and you can't really go wrong with celebrity theater. Sometimes I get annoyed because it's going in a circle. I mean, you don't seem to get them as long as
Oh
you do the
yeah, the
lights, but at
stage
least
at
everybody sees
Celebrity, it
them.
rotates and it
Yeah.
slowly spins you around in a circle. And you set, yeah, it's a big giant circle,
Hmm.
and the stage spins around. That's a fun venue.
It's fun.
Celebrity Theater is a venue that is in downtown Phoenix. Well, it's like 32nd Street and Van Buren or something. So it's old school Phoenix. And it was built, I'm going to guess, in the 70s. And it's still standing and it's round and it kind of looks like a basketball stadium. And they've got great shows there.
I love the memorabilia downstairs too. The pictures and the things that they have from all the bands and the shows that they've had there.
Right.
So
And they usually book stuff like Todd Rundgren. There's been times where one day the lead singer of Wang Chung came into my store. And I'm like,
really,
okay, everybody, Wang Chung tonight, right on. And he's like, dude, I need a gain pedal for my gig tonight. I'm like, where's your gig at? And he's like, oh, well, we're with a flock of seagull and missing persons at the Celebrity Theater. So the Celebrity Theater books bands that, in my opinion, and shows like Todd Rundgren, Blue Oyster Cult, seen Blue Oyster Cult there. So in my opinion, they do the shows that bring 1,800 people to maybe
I've
3,000.
seen
What's capacity at that
Styx.
place?
I don't know, but Styx, they usually have double nights there. I saw Billy Idol there, Rick Springfield.
Mm-hmm.
I could go on and on. I've seen so many. Alice Cooper does his Christmas pudding shows there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've seen just so many different people there.
Right.
I was just talking within the last year.
That's a really fun venue. And so if you're a Phoenix guy and you don't know about the Celebrity Theater, I would check it out. Something about Uncle Ted is the man. My phone sucks when I'm speaking into it. Oh, Uncle Ted's the man. Okay. I do the same thing, man. I talk into my phone when I text and half the words come out all wrong. And then I'm like, oh, why did I send that? I feel like an idiot. But yeah. So, what are some of the what is some of the heaviest stuff that you've gone and seen? Because some of our, this is a guitar channel. There's
Yeah.
guys that play the heavy stuff. What's some of the stuff that you're into that's like really the metal, the heavy stuff? Are you into any of that at all?
I mean, I don't hate it.
Okay.
I mean, if you name some bands, I can tell you if I saw them or
Well,
not.
what about like a Megadeth or a Metallica or something like
I
that?
love Metallica, of course.
Okay.
That's a little older for me. Megadeth. Apparently, I'm going to be listening to in a couple weeks to learn
You're
about
gonna
it.
go see a Megadeth show?
No, but somebody's going to teach me about Megadeth because they love them.
Okay. What
So
about on the quiet side of things? Are you a fan of like the classic 70s AM radio hits of the 1970s, that kind of stuff?
like, what do you mean?
Um, Air Supply, the Carpenters.
Of course,
That,
I'm a huge '70s fan. '70s
uh-huh.
Bee Gees, '70s love songs, '70s cool stuff.
Yacht rock kind of stuff.
Is that what that's called? I don't even know. I keep
Yeah.
seeing yacht rock. things. What's yacht rock, guys?
Yacht rock is what the rich guys listen to when they're out on their boats or out on their yachts cruising around Key West and stuff like that. AM radio hits of like songs like Baby Come Back by Player, or what's the Really Nice to See You Tonight song by, it's hard to remember the names of all
I'd
those.
like to see you tonight.
Yeah, stuff like that. Are you a fan of that kind of stuff?
Yes, huge. But I've never seen any of them in concert.
Right, they're too old.
Yes. What are we going to do when all of our 80s rockers are too old to rock?
That's the thing.
Or they
That's
die?
a
What is going
very,
to happen? What are we going to do?
very, very good question, because you have to go see them now. And this is for everybody in the chat, or anybody that, you know, I understand that it's hard to get out and after you've worked all day and go see a show. And I understand that it's expensive and all that kind of stuff, but you really have to go out and see the guys that are still out playing their instruments. Rick Springfield is 74 years old, and he put on a great show. The guys in Judas Priest, you have to go see AC/DC, because Angus is only going to be around for so long.
That's the one I've never seen. I've never seen AC/DC. I don't understand it. I don't even know why. I've never.
So not an AC/DC fan?
No, I love AC/DC.
Oh, okay.
I've seen all the AC/DC tributes here, by the way. I go to see all of those.
An amazing show I seen in '84 American Music Festival, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Triumph, Ozzy, Motley, Anthrax, Rat, Quiet Riot, Night Ranger, Accept.
The only one I have not seen. What is that list again? No. Let me see. I gotta get my glasses. That's the only one I haven't seen out of those. So Triumph, Ozzy, Motley, Anthrax.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anthrax is the only one I haven't seen. I think I have a picture with me in the band from Accept. I saw Rat in the 80s, Quiet Riot in the 80s, Ozzy.
Did you see Quiet Riot in the 80s?
Yes.
Wow. Nice.
Def Leppard in August. Yes, Billy Ray. That's my birthday. They're playing on my birthday.
Okay.
It's a party going on down there.
Nice.
We're all gonna party, right? Come say hi. Tell me happy birthday. Buy me a drink.
Def Leppard.
It's my birthday.
Who's on the bill with Def Leppard when they come? I'm sure they're doing the big arena tour this summer.
Yeah, they're in. Hold on.
Oh, is it Loverboy? Loverboy.
No. Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper. I was second row again because I can't seem to get first row. Alice Cooper and Rob Zombie. One of the most amazing visual shows and sounding shows I've ever seen. And
pull your phone out and give us a little. Pull your phone out and give us a little bit of that show off your phone. Can you
remember the date of it?
Get that on there real quick?
Yeah.
Rob Zombie.
You want Rob Zombie or Alice Cooper?
Whatever one you want to show us a quick minute of.
Let me find it.
Mick's asking if you've seen Alice.
Alice opened for Rob Zombie.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Rupert Holmes. Rupert Holmes is the name we were looking for. The Pina Colada song.
Oh, not good. Pina Colada song. They're cheating. They're cheating on the Pina Colada song. Okay. That's the Metallica concert. Oh, that was later.
Cheap Trick, Journey, Heart, Steve Miller, Def Leppard. Yeah, all these
Def
guys.
Leppard, Journey, Steve Miller. Those are the three here. They switch up. Cheap Trick is not going to be here.
If there's a chance to go see Cheap Trick, you guys have to do it soon. The next time they're in your town, you have to go support Cheap Trick, because I'm telling you, Rick, the lead singer, is looking pretty old, and I don't want to give him any. I don't want to add any bad vibes, knock on wood, but Steve Miller, The dude is ancient. You have to go and see Steve Miller one last time. Def Leppard, they're getting up there in age, but they're also pretty darn healthy. Journey, what's your thoughts on Journey and the whole Steve Perry thing? Is he ever going to rejoin the band, or are you like Arnell?
He can't sing anymore. No, I don't like Arnell.
You don't like Arnell in the band?
I mean, it does the purpose. It does that. So, I mean, he's not horrible. He's good. He has to train his voice, all of that stuff, but he's no Steve Perry. Nobody will ever be Steve Perry. Steve Perry can't even be Steve Perry anymore.
Then I suppose the same is true for like Vince Neil.
Did you see Motley Crue last time they were here?
Should Vince? No, I didn't go to that.
Were you at that show a couple years ago?
Did he just retire, in your opinion? Should the Motley guys just give up or what?
Yeah,
because of Vince.
Start a new band. Just
without Vince?
Yes. Absolutely. I don't remember when that concert was, and I have so many videos on here. Somebody know when that was last year?
So, but you do understand that when Motley came out in like 1983, I saw them at the US Festival in 1983, and Vince wasn't any good back then. So now, all these 40 years later, you want him to give up.
He was good in the 80s.
He should have gave up in 83. A lot of people would say he should have gave up in 83, or they never should have had him in the first place.
I think I saw him in 86 or 87.
Oh, we got a question for you, Steffi. Chris wants to know: have you heard of the band Australian rockers Rose Tattoo?
I've heard the name, but I'll have to look them up. No, I haven't. So, they have anything that I would know? Any songs?
I don't think they do, but because of your love of AC/DC, they're sort of in that same genre of music. They're the well, I can't say they're the AC/DC of Australia, but they're very similar to AC/DC in a lot of ways. Chris, am I wrong about that? You guys, let me know. Hey, Carlos, how you doing? Good. I didn't see you on Saturday.
Couldn't make it. I had a last minute thing, but I even messaged you asking you about the time.
Yeah. Guitar Man 45, Cheap. I've seen Cheap Trick many times, met them all, hung out at Harpo's in Detroit back in the 80s. I bet that would be a fun hang back then. And
ask me ahead of time for this.
As a guitar player, to see Rick Nielsen's collection of guitars would be astonishing. He's got probably one of the best collections other than Joe Bonamassa. Rick Nielsen is up there when it comes to a great collection of guitars. Rock to Blues, how are you doing? Okay, so he's making a point now. There's bands from the 1960s, and it was easy to go see bands back in the day because tickets were so cheap.
But, I know, I saw that. 46 bucks.
Yeah, sometimes though, some of those, the Lovin' Spoonful, or some of that kind of stuff, the Strawberry Alarm Clock. Sometimes those guys, there's a few of them that are still alive, and they do tribute nights together. Not tribute nights, but they do nights where they collab together, and you can go see the old timers play. But I'll tell you what, when I was at Blue Oyster Cult, I felt like I was a very young person at the Blue Oyster Cult shows. I saw an old man walking behind his walker to go in, and props to him, but he was behind his walker walking in to go see Blue Oyster Cult. And so props to that guy. He's going to go see him when you can. Jeff, you're right about the Scorps. You got to go see the Scorpions because we don't know how much, I hate talking about all these guys are going to die, but all these guys are going to die. and we have to go see them now. Go see the Scorpions if they are around and in your town.
Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna find this. Next time, ask me.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
So if you guys want to follow Steffi, there is her Facebook. You can become a follower
I
on
have
her, and you can
great
keep up. And
videos.
most of the time, when she's at a show, she will throw up on her page her concert, and she does a lot of stuff from the second row. She pays the extra money to. How can you afford all that stuff? That's
Feet
personal.
pics.
I'm just making a joke.
Feet pics. No,
Yeah.
I'm
But
too old for feet
But
pics.
she does a lot of good video content on Facebook, and eventually you're going to start maybe a concert review style of channel, do you think, on YouTube?
Yeah, you guys got to come and hang out. Lots of good information. Talk about local venues too, because I know everything that's going on around here. Or try to. I want to start going to some bands that I don't know of though. And I'm really looking for shows this weekend just to see what's out there.
Just to try to experiment with different things.
Yeah, different things. That punk band that you took me to, your friend's band at what is that? That
Oh,
old time
yeah,
bar?
we went downtown Phoenix, and this was last year, or maybe it was in October or something last year, but we went and saw Monkey Pants. And
Monkey.
so
Yeah.
So it's a little tiny, Chopper John's is a
Papa
little
John's.
tiny
Yes.
bar downtown Phoenix, and you can say it's the inner city little punk bar in Phoenix. It's called Chopper John's, and and being in different punk bands. I've played down there a bunch of times, and I sort of know some friends down there, so I could almost go to Chopper John's any given weekend and run into a couple of dudes that I sort of know. But Monkey Pants is the new band from Frank and Sharon Labor, and their band for years and years was called Labor Party. So if you guys hung out in Phoenix for any amount of time, 10, 20 years ago, you would have most likely heard of Labor Party. And it was a fun night. And you stand at the front of the stage and the little pit's going on, but you just try not to get in that. And they mix the drinks strong, and it was a really fun night.
And the drinks are cheap too.
Yeah.
They're very cheap. So if you're looking for a cheap time, there you go. But you'll
There
be
you
standing
go.
most of the time though. You'll be standing.
There's Quentin fucking James is in the house tonight. Quentin, thank you for hanging out and being here today. So let's see what's going on here. Check out of Montreal, in town soon, at least Arizona. So it looks like the Zeke 1970 is no longer in Montreal, and he's coming down here to Arizona. I think this time of the year I would probably stay in Montreal if it was me, because it is hot down here in AZ. Another band, I Dress, is real DIY sound.
Like a do-it-yourself sound?
Yeah. That's
Original
what the
band.
little punk bands are sort of called these. Let's see what's going on right here. Chris. They're in the same style as AC/DC, and you may recognize the lead singer as Angry Anderson. He was Iron Bar in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Okay. So he's talking about Rose Tattoo. So the lead singer of Rose Tattoo was in a movie, and they sound like AC/DC. And honestly, I don't want to brag about my band all the time, but we're opening up for them at the Whiskey A Go-Go next spring. I think it's in March. So
Wait a
Rose
minute.
Tattoo will be at the Whiskey. Yeah.
Who are you opening up for?
Rose Tattoo. It's next March, I think. February or March of next year. We're going to be on the bill with them at the Whiskey A Go-Go. They've canceled like 2 or 3 times because of COVID and different reasons, but they are rescheduled down there again. Okay. The band is of Montreal. Okay, so I guess the Zeke, he's talking about his band or a band of
What do they play? What
Montreal. Yeah.
kind of music?
Yeah, if you have a chance to go see Iggy Pop and you can get a ticket, go see Iggy Pop. You got to go see Iggy Pop. Even if it's loud, abrasive, angry punk rock that the average person doesn't really enjoy, it's just like you were just saying, Steffi, to experience different genres. It is kind of important.
You know who I
And
saw 2 years ago? Danzig. Have you ever heard like
did you go
Danzig?
see Danzig?
That was like an insane show. There was all
Danzig
these.
is he was the lead singer of the Misfits.
Yes, that was
Uh-huh.
crazy. That was a crazy show. The only one crazier than that was Insane Clown ICP, Insane Clown
Oh,
Posse.
the Insane Clown Posse. You went and saw them, huh?
Yes, that was an experience. There was
Nice.
naked people walking around.
Oh yeah, cool. What'd you think of Danzig?
I heard
What
he
about
used to be cute.
you? Thought
I
he
heard
was
he
cute?
was cute, so I went. No,
The fun
um,
story here in Phoenix
it
is
was so hot.
there was a band called Northside Kings, and those guys are still here in town. And they had a show up in Page, um, up in the reservation of Page, northern Arizona.
Like the
And
Navajo.
so Northside Kings had a gig with Danzig, and Danzig, they got in a fight with the guy, but they were like, Danzig was like, dude, no, I don't want to go on last. You guys take the final slot. And so the guys in Northside Kings were like, no, man, I don't want to. Everybody will leave and then we'll be playing to nobody. So we're not going to do that. And the guy from the Northside King, he punched Danzig and knocked him out. And you can look at the old videos of that. It's on YouTube. But yeah, Northside Kings knocked Danzig out. And so that's their claim to fame as a local punk rock band here in town, Northside Kings.
Why
And
did he punch
Danzig, man, he
him?
seems
Because he
like a
said everybody
tough
would leave.
guy. I'm sorry.
I
What's
was like,
that?
why did he punch him? But then because he said everybody would leave.
Yeah. So there's been some a little controversy there with the Northside Kings. Yeah. It's kind of cool stuff. All right. So let's change topic and maybe let's think of what about country music? What's your thoughts on that kind of stuff?
That's what I listen to mostly. Nobody believes me. I am a country girl stuck in a rock world. Actually, I go to country concerts with all my daughters. I've been going to country concerts for so many years. I can't tell you how many people I've seen. But their country concerts in general are fun, but country
Mhm.
local shows sometimes aren't as fun as the rock shows.
Mhm.
So, and plus, a lot of the country shows, a lot of the girls are super young, and so I feel very out of place. At least with the '80s rocker stuff, like I fit right in. It's awkward.
All right. So you love country, go to a lot of the shows, but there isn't really a small local bar that you feel at home at, or the
No,
shows aren't any good in the country bars.
it's not that they aren't any good. It's that I guess it's just changed so much, and like I said, the vibe is just different.
I think what happens in a lot of okay, so I'm guessing here, but some of the new country comes off almost like rock and roll songs in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah, some of it, yeah.
And but when you go into a Phoenix area country bar, they're up there playing old Merle Haggard songs and stuff like that.
No, I wish because
Oh, okay.
I was raised. My dad was country. My mom was
Uh,
rock and roll. So I listened to 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s country and
okay.
like 60s, 70s, 80s and above rock. So I would be happy with that. No, a lot of the times, if you go into the country clubs, and even that the country artists own, like in Scottsdale and stuff,
Okay.
in the evening they'll play the country songs, but they like add to them. They're like a mix of them, and it's a lot. It feels like hip hop.
Huh.
If you go see a band, usually you're okay because they can't throw that in there. But if you go into one of those clubs, a lot of times that's what's playing, and
Oh.
I just don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that version, those versions of them.
Oh, so they're trying to mix. So they're taking country songs and they're throwing a big dance beat behind them.
Also, yes. Also, I've
Okay.
in the past week heard
And
like
that's annoying.
7 rock songs being covered by country artists,
I did hear
and they're
of
not even they're nowhere near as good. I mean, if you're going to cover something and you're good, then you're good. Well, there is one like Fast Cars that was redone beautifully, but like Tom
oh yeah,
Petty,
what's the girl's name that did Fast Cars
Tracy
again?
Chapman,
Tracy Chapman. That had Fast Cars by her has turned into a huge country song right now. It's
yes,
like the #1 song on Spotify or something, huh?
yes.
Who's singing that? Who's the new guy that's doing that?
He's not new.
Oh,
Hold on. I have another guy that enters my mind every time I think of it, and so it's the wrong person every time I say it. Luke Combs.
Luke Combs. I've heard of him. He's been around for a while.
My daughter's favorite.
Okay.
Andy Lynn.
So I bet his analytics are just crushing it right now. Luke Combs.
Well,
Ticket
that was
sales.
about maybe 6 or 7 months ago, maybe even a year
Oh,
ago.
has that song been out that long now?
Yeah, it's been out that long.
Okay.
They're
That's how
just
long
doing
it takes
a
me
whole
to
bunch
catch
of
up
new
on a
ones.
country tune. What's the big country artist out right now that is just the Miley Cyrus of country? I mean, who's just crushing it out there?
Morgan
Who's the
Wallen.
big Morgan
Morgan Wallen.
Nolan? Morgan Nolan.
Morgan Wallen. The
Wallen.
one that
Morgan
just
Wallen.
got arrested for throwing a chair off the top of the thing. And I
That helps
actually
your
was
career, man. If you get arrested, it helps your career 9 times out of 10 if you're
I
an
was supposed
artist.
to go to see Morgan Wallen. My kids and I, because I have a couple of them, we all had tickets to go to Morgan Wallen.
Okay.
And he was here 2 nights. This was last summer. The first night, and it was at Footprint Center, I believe. The first night, the air conditioning went out. There was no air conditioning in there, and it was summer.
That's not good.
Yeah, and my son is a diabetic, so he can't be like in that kind of stuff, type 1 diabetic.
Right.
So he couldn't go. And so I didn't want to take the chance the second night to even go through that. They said the air was working, but it still was really hot. So yeah, that was not a good thing.
It's tough in this town to there's that thing about the summer concert series. And because of the weather all around the United States, usually that's when bands put their tours together is for the summer. But
That's
they
what I just
avoid
told you. I get
Arizona,
it now.
right? Yeah, we talked about this. They avoid Arizona a lot of times because even on stage, if you're in an outdoor, it doesn't matter how many of those swamp coolers you blow at the artist, it's just too damn hot.
Actually,
And
they
so
don't avoid us, which is strange.
I
Because like
think
they
some
still
of
come
them
here, but
do.
it's all during no, it's all outside. Like if you could have one
Yeah.
inside in the summertime, we would be there. Well, I'm there.
Yeah, because yeah, so I'm already off the country stuff, but
We don't have
even
any
that
humidity. There's
even
no
the Sammy
humidity.
Hagar show is this summer and it's going to be outside in August,
August 20th,
August 20th.
3 days before my birthday.
All right, your birthday week.
My
You can
birthday week.
celebrate
Oh yeah,
birthday
because
over the whole
the
week.
24th is I forgot who it was. Who are the Whiskey Dogs opening for on the 24th? At the 44th.
We are opening up for Mike Tramp
Yeah.
from White Lion and Tough. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
out at the 44. Okay, now the drummer from Tough, his name is Todd, right?
Todd Burr.
TJ
Yeah.
asked me about that the other day.
Who did?
TJ, the guy that runs the place, he called me and said, "What's that guy's name? Is it Todd?" I'm like, "I
Yes.
think it is Todd."
It's Todd Burr. He's
Yeah.
in like so many bands. But he's local.
Yeah, so
But he goes everywhere.
Yeah, so I get to open up for the guy from White Lion, and I asked the bar owner or the booking agent, I'm like, is it going to be just Mike Tramp sitting there with an acoustic, or is it full band playing the old White Lion songs? He goes, man, it's the full band.
Like Trickster.
Nice.
Trickster.
Okay, so let's talk Trickster for a minute.
Do you really want to talk Trickster?
Steve Brown, the lead guitar player, because he does a lot of studio work, he just recorded Ace Frehley's whole brand new album just last year. So he's kind of got a lot of pats on the back and a lot of props for working with Ace Frehley from Kiss all of last year. But we went and saw Trickster, and they were doing what they called their acoustic set. So it was just the three of them, and the drummer just had a kick and a snare and a hi-hat and maybe a ride cymbal. So a little tiny downsized kit. And Steve Brown was playing his new Guitar Fetish SBS guitars by Guitar Fetish. And I thought that was interesting. But all he had on stage was a little Helix or a little Line 6 amp in a box kind of thing. And so because and the Trickster guys kind of sing la 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 la, and so you weren't impressed by Trickster whatsoever.
Well, no, I don't think, even if, because
They just didn't have that heavy bite.
Lit Up is a local cover band. They play a little bit harder stuff in their playlist, but they blew the house down before them. Like, they had the whole place rocking. And then they remember, they go
our local friends Lit Up.
Yes. And
what
then
are the names of the guys in Lit Up? They're a local cover band that
Mark Johnson, Steve
Mark
Favela.
Johnson's the singer. Dave is the guitar player.
Dave.
Oh no, Steve. I'm sorry. Steve is the guitarist.
Steve Favela. The bass player is Mark Blades.
Bass player's got a killer mohawk.
Blades.
Yeah. And then the great drummer. What's the drummer's name? Do you know? Nobody knows the poor drummers. I'm surprised you knew the bass player. But
yeah, Steve Favela.
So those guys are great. And here's what impressed me about them that night. They did Hot for Teacher. Wait, no, it wasn't Hot for Teacher. They did Livewire by Motley Crue. Everybody loves to hear Livewire, right? Mm-hmm. It's the ultimate double bass song on drums. If you're a drummer, both legs are going do 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 on two drums, or at least you have a double kick pedal. The guy in Lit Up did that song with a single kick pedal, which was super impressive. Because I stare at that kind of stuff when I'm watching a band. I'm not just, I see the overall picture of stuff, but I'm also looking at what guitar the guy plays, what tuning they're in. And I thought it was really cool that they didn't change guitars, but they both had, the guitarist and the bass player had the Digitech drop pedal. So instead of retuning your guitar to go down to Motley Crue tunes low, you tune your guitar down lower. They had the drop pedal. So Steve and was it Mike on bass? They would just hit their drop pedal, full step down, boom, there you are, Motley Crue song.
Mark.
Yeah, so that's the kind of stuff that I watch. So
when they introduced me, and I'm not racist, guys, but this is how they introduced me. Because Mark Johnson is my friend, the singer, and Mark Blades says, "Hi, I'm Mark, the other white Mark." Like the other white meat.
Oh yeah.
So I never
forgot. When's the next Lit Up show?
They play in Cave Creek a lot. I don't go out to Cave Creek that often.
Oh, up at the
Roadhouse or the Hideaway.
The Roadhouse, yeah, really and cool bars up there. Wild Mick Brown lives up in that neighborhood. All right, so I'm gonna plug David here. David comes into my shop. Oh, I'm sorry, David. All right, so David's got a band together, and they are playing Ed O'Kelly's this weekend. So let's just plug that show, Dave, real quick. Put the name of your band and where you are playing and the date and everything in the chat right now, and I will highlight that. And maybe I think there's
Hopefully it's
probably some
Saturdays.
local
I'm
guys.
looking for a band to promote for Saturday. Send me the flyer for it, and I'll put it on Facebook and get everybody to go there.
That's true. If you, send Steffi notifications and stuff. Right there, you see her Facebook page. She will help promote because she's got. Well, you know what? She put a video up of my band playing at the Whiskey A Go Go. She put a song up,
I know that.
and it got like 18,000 views or something. I'm like, what the hell? How'd you get that many views on one of our songs?
I do
Okay.
have to tell you, Dane, that I figured this out a little bit within the last, because stuff has been like blowing up and videos have blown up. They meta, whatever it is, they guide you to what they want you to post. Because my normal stuff that would get a lot of likes or something, suddenly doesn't get anything. And only like the stuff I think they want, and it'll start going. Like the videos. Right now it's videos because I think the Tesla one's at like 16,000 right now.
So just as a fun hobby, you do Facebook stuff.
Yeah.
And it's mostly, again, it's concert review style stuff, little clips of the shows you're at, fun things like that. And they will really push that kind of stuff. But then if you show a picture of you and your granddaughter eating ice cream, that doesn't really do anything.
Exactly.
They don't want to push that style of stuff. So,
but really quick, Dane, I also use it. Hold on, really quick. I also use it for promoting the husband and wife law team. I know you're sick of their commercials. Don't blame me. If you get hurt in an accident, tell them I sent you. I have to get back to work, Dane.
Steffi works at the husband and wife law team.
I'm a paralegal.
Thank you, Steffi. Thank you so much for being in here.
All right. I don't even know
how to
get
out of this. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
How do I get?
That's how you get out. She just got out. All right. So, all right, guys. I got a couple customers in the store. We're trying to do some trades and stuff. So I will also let you guys go. Thank you for watching. Everybody, have a great day. Thank you so much. If you're in Phoenix, go see Dr. Unk tomorrow night at O'Kelly's. I might be there. We'll never know. We'll see. I've been telling David I'm going to make it. I probably should go. Thanks, guys. Everybody have a great day. Later.